Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So, are you tired of manually calculating totals on your sales invoices? In this video, we'll show you how to create a professional sales invoice in Microsoft Word with automatic calculations. So this will save your time and reduce errors. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tutorials and tips on Microsoft Word and other productivity tools. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. So here, before I provide you the step-by-step procedure and how are we going to create the sales invoice using this Microsoft Office document. Let's go ahead and define what is an invoice. An invoice is a commercial document issued by a seller to a buyer specifying the products or services provided, their quantities, prices, and payment terms. It serves as a request for payment and a record of the transaction. So, what are the benefits? It clear payment terms, invoices outline payment due dates, amounts, and methods, reducing confusion and disputes. Record keeping. Invoices provide a paper trail for accounting, tax, and auditing purposes. So, professionalism. It is well designed invoices project a professional image, enhancing credibility and trust. It also tracks sales. Invoices help businesses track sales, revenue, and customer purchases. It is also serves as a payment reminders for overdue payments. Tax compliance. Invoices are essential for tax purposes, supporting claims for deductions and credits. And another benefit is customer relationship management. Invoices can include important customer information such as contact details and purchase history. So, what are the key elements of an invoice? An invoice must have an invoice number. It is actually the unique identifier for tracking and reference. It must have date. It must have the billing information. It is the seller's and buyer's contact details, product or service description. It is the detailed description of goods or services provided. Quantity and price, the quantity and unit price of each item. It has the total amount due, including taxes and discounts. And of course, payment terms, payments due date, method, and any late fees. So, by using invoices effectively, businesses can streamline their financial management, improve cash flow, and maintain accurate records. Okay, so since you already know those information, let's go and dive in on how we can create an invoice. All right, so let's start. As you can see on your screen right now, this is actually an example of a sales invoice. So we are going to use this as a reference on how are we going to turn a blank document into a sales invoice that you can use for your company. So for the formatting of the invoice, it's actually up to you if you're going to change the color or the shapes or the design. But I will be teaching you on how you will be applying all of this information and the design on the blank document. So if you are ready, you may go ahead and launch your Microsoft Word blank document. Just go to your window search, click on Microsoft Word, click on new, and then click on blank document. I already have one here ready. So as you can see here, I have now a blank document. And in our reference, you can see that there's an invoice, date, invoice number. This is your company's address and your company logo and name. This is the person you will be sending the invoice to. It has the salesperson name. You have an option to write it here, job description, payment terms, and when is the due date. Below that, you will be able to see the quantity, description, unit price, line total per line item, the subtotal, the sales tax, and then the total amount plus the sales tax. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. The first thing that we are going to do is to actually create a table. Going back here, as you can see, there are two information on top and then three below. So let us first create and let us insert a table that has 3 columns. Okay, let's not put it there. Let's go back here. Okay, now I have it here. Then the next thing that we need to do is to actually write this one. You can actually put sales invoice or just invoice. Invoice, and then here is your logo and the logo name. So for that one, you can either insert your company's logo directly, or you can actually add an insert box or a text box rather. There you go. Let's go ahead and create it. So let's remove that. And then from here, you can insert, like for example, this is just for an example. Okay, so like for example, business. Let's use this one as your logo. So for example, this is your logo. You can actually customize it. You can put a color. But by the way, if you have your own logo, you need to insert your original logo, okay? And then you can also insert another text box here. Or you can put a shape as well. That's also okay. And then let's choose this one behind text. And then you write your like ABC company. It's up to you if you're going to put a design, or it actually depends on. Then let's make it transparent. Go to home and that's too big, so let's make it 15. And there you go. So as for this one, you can move it and then you can also shape it. And then for you to remove the line, all you need to do is to click it, go to shape format, click this arrow, and then choose a transparent. And then you already have your company name there as well as your company logo. So this is just an example. You can actually apply yours here. As for the invoice, you can also change here the size as well. There you go. So you already now have the first part of your invoice. Let's turn it into bold. Okay. And then here, from the example, there are 3 columns again. And then for the date, number, and your company address. So what we are going to do is to click on insert. They said it's 3 columns and then 1 row, or let's make it 2 rows. So here, what we are going to put is the date and then invoice number. And then here is your company. So for example, the date is June 15, 2025. Let's say this is 001 and 123. 123 Street. Like, for example, New York, New York. There you go. Then the next is you have here this part. So you can just simply enter here. You can put here your phone number, your fax number if you have any, your email address. And then here you can enter a table with one column and two rows. So here is your invoice 2. You can put the name there. And then here is your address. Like, for example, you have the same address and then you put it here. There you go. Then the next is this table. So for this table, you have to insert. You have to insert 4, then 2 rows. So it's salesperson. This is the name of the person. Then you can actually put here position instead. And then payment terms. And then due date. So for example, it is Anna, sales manager. Payment terms is like 30 days. Due date is like, for example, June 15, 2025. Now we now have that. And then let's have quantity. It's 4. So let's just use. So it has quantity, description, unit price, and then line total. Then here, let us put like, let's go back to insert. And then like, for example, we have 4. So let us try to do this. No, let's repeat, sorry, because it has now 5. So let's delete this part. Okay. There must be on the same line for it to be accurate. Okay. Now that you have this table. All right. So here we have 1, 2, 3. We can actually create another table that has 4, 2, and 3. Ready? So you will put here the subtotal and then sales tax and then total. Okay, so you now have all of the information in your invoice. Let us see. So you now have the logo here, your company name, the invoice, and then the date, invoice number, and then your company address and all of the contact details. And then this part, it has the salesperson, position, payment terms, and all of the important information. Okay, let's just move this one. Or rather, let's delete it. And let's create. To delete a table, you just have to click on this one and delete table. Then let's just insert a new one. Why did I do that? It is for me, to ensure that lines are the same. Okay, so you now have your invoice with all of the important details needed. All right, so now that we have all of the information that we need in our sales invoice, let's like edit this and add it. Let us apply formatting and design on your sales invoice for it to be look more professional. Let's just add first colors, or let's remove tables first. So this one, and then go to table design, then click on no border. And then let us go ahead and add a design. All you need to do is to click on top. Let's repeat that. Click on top, and then let's put the design like this one. So let's go back. All we need to do is to click on insert, then shapes, and then use this square shape. Then we are going to insert a shape here. We can change this by going to shape styles. It is under shape format. So let's use this one. And then for us to edit it, just like this one, so what we need to do is to go to shape format tab again and then click this edit shape. You can actually change the shape if you like, but what we are going to use is the edit points. So this small black squares will appear. It will allow you to move the shape like this and then like this, and there you go. Just click it so that you can move on the most part of the, there you go. And then on the footer side, you can actually do the same. Insert and then shape. Then let us draw a rectangle. Then let's just change the color from shape styles. Then edit shape, edit points. Then we can move it like that. Or if you would like it a little bit pointed, you can do that too. Then once you're done, all you need to do is to go to header and footer tab and then close it. Now it has now a design. Then let's move on to the next table. So just click this little square, go to table design, and then click on no border. Of course, you can always change the font size and the font style. Let's choose Arial and then 12, and then let's choose another one. Calibre. Let's choose this one instead. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And then here we can also remove the border. Then let's edit this. Let's choose Calibre and then 14. Then let us bold it. Then on this one, what we can do is, let us edit this first. Then let's just use 12. Use Calibre. 14, and then let's bold it. Then what we can do is, let's remove, for us to remove the border, just go to table design, click on border, then no border. Then for the upper part to be enclosed, you just have to highlight everything, then go to table design again, and then borders, and then click on border. Then let's just choose all borders. There you go. So for this part, let's change it. 14, and then you can leave it like that if you like. That's fine. Then for this one, let's remove the border. Table design, borders, no border. And then for this one, you can actually choose this. So let us choose, go to home and use this one instead. Then all you need to do is to highlight it. Then you have to go to table design again and then click on no border. So for this to be enclosed, click on that and then choose all borders. You now have your sales invoice with the design there. So what we are going to do next is to actually input information here. So like for example, we have, let's say 2 and then 3 and then 5 and then how many? If like for example, you're having a hard time seeing everything, you can go to design and put all the borders first, just like what I did, because sometimes it's very challenging to input all of the information. Then 7. Then like for example, these are hardware materials. So let's say screwdrivers, screws, bolts, then nuts. Let's say the price is 5, 2, 3, and then 2. These are just example, okay? Then, so for this one, so here, we already now have the quantity, the description, and the unit price. So the next thing that we are going to do is to apply here the calculation. How are we going to do that here in Microsoft Word? It is actually different in Microsoft Excel because in Microsoft Excel, we can actually totally do an automatic updating of information or data. We can actually manipulate those data inside the cell. So here we can also do automatic calculation, especially if there are lots of information or data. But then we need to input the formula line by line. So let me show you that. Okay, so let's add a formula on the table. So as I've mentioned, we need to enter the formula per row. So it's not like in Excel that it will autofill. So in Microsoft Word, we need to actually do it per row. So how to do it? All you need to do is to go to Insert and then Quick Parts, then Field, and then Formula. And then it needs to be open parenthesis. All formulas, just like in Excel, must also start with equal sign. A1 and then C1. Okay, so where this A1 and C1 came from? This table is like the table, the rows and columns in Excel as well. So in Excel, you will see A, B, C, D, so on and so forth for columns. And then for rows, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So 2 is in A1, and then 5 is in C1. So we're going to get the line total for 2 quantities of screwdrivers with a unit price of 5. So let's do it. There you go. So let's proceed on the next. And then click here. And then A2, C2. Sorry, then close parenthesis. I'll just copy it so that I can use it on my next formula. And then I'll just edit the number. So I'll make it 3. Then 3. And then here 3. Then next, quick parts, field, formula. Then choose 4, then 4, then click OK. There you go. You now have all the total. So as you can see here, there is already a subtotal, sales tax, and total. So I'm going to, so the total of these should appear here. So let's try to do it. And I'm going to explain something right after. Once we have the, let's say, sum, because it is the total. So we earlier we said this is D1, D2, D3, and D4 since this is C and this is A. Therefore, this is going to be D1, 2, colon, and then D4. And then you will see here that the result is 0. So why is that so? Because in Microsoft Word, per table is actually like a new sheet in Excel. So definitely this one won't work. It is either you need to add this manually or you will add the rows here. So let's try that. Let's fix the format. Sorry, let's do it again. Here, let's equals, sorry. Let's go to insert again and then quick parts. I am thinking I'm in. So here, it says you can use above. Let's see if it's gonna work. There you go. Is it 45? It is 45. So that's the subtotal. So what you can do, since it's not, if you do not want to do a manual calculation, because our purpose to have this is, automatic calculation, you can just simply go ahead and delete this table instead. Then let us go back here. So for the sales tax, like for example, it is 12%. So quick parts again. Then you can apply. So this is D5 times 0.12 equals 5.4. And then for us to get a total of the two, quick parts again, field formula. Sum we cannot use above because it will refer to anything that is above this row. So what we are going to do is we will use D5 up to D6 only. And there you go. There is a total. And let's just fix the table. Let us remove it. Okay. Then all borders. All borders. So earlier, we do not have this. So we can actually remove this too. No border. Then let's just do this for, more accurate. I mean, it will be emphasized more. There you go. So we now have the subtotal, sales tax, and then the total cost of this invoice. So let's see. Now you now have your invoice and you can now use this. So that's it. You've successfully created a sales invoice in Word with automatic calculations. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have questions regarding this tutorial or this template, please comment below and we'll be happy to receive your feedback. It will help us create more content that meets your needs. So thank you for watching and we'll see you in our next video.